Hi, welcome to Sit and Listen, Designing Your Life Part 3. We have decided to do one more part to designing your life. We must design because right now we have more choices than tomorrow. We design our lives because choices are forever available. We design because the future doesn't have endless possibilities. As you move into your future, so to speak, your choices aren't countless. It's your present that has all the possible choices, and the more you delay, the fewer choices you will have in the future. We're not limitless, and who we are and what we are defines us. If we're short or tall, it matters. If we come from a bad or good family, it matters. If we're fat, it matters. If we're skinny, it matters. If we don't like sex, it matters. If we like sex too much, it matters. If we're white, it matters. If we're black, it matters. How can it not? If you're Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, your choices matter. It's not true that you can do whatever he does. Why do people say that? Why do people think it's positive thinking to entertain the idea that you or I can do and attain the same kind of success that Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos have accomplished? This is absurd and silly and inhumane because people waste their life chasing fantasies. How can you think your contribution to humanity is the same as Bezos or Gates? I mean, really? We should be thankful that they are American and we don't need that level of success to be happy. These individuals happen one in a billion. And I bet you that if we get rid of the money or wealth inequality, you, Bezos, Gates, and Dorsey can be equally as happy. You just have to make the choices that are right for you. We design our mate, our life, because we need to see the future. Of course, the future is not promised. However, you need to have a general idea of what it's going to be. You don't want to be poor, for example, so you go to school for computer engineering. You know that they're needed, and if you work hard and you learn your field, then you have a good chance to land close to where you see yourself in 3 years. However, if you go to college and major in English literature or art history, you're doing nothing less than closing your eyes and running across the field hoping for the best. Then there's a good chance that you'll end up poor in 30 years. To design our lives doesn't mean to get rid of all known and unknowns. What it means is that we position ourselves in such a way as to minimize as much as possible the odds against us. Life, by definition, is designed on a declining continuum. We start with great vigor and we lose it over time. Not just our vigor, but our social value, our energy, and our health. In the best scenario, a god who is just doing his job, he doesn't hate you nor does he love you, has to depreciate your life over time in order for you to live to be a human, because you must die. And in order to die, you must wind down, fizzle out, fade away. Don't be naive and think that you're never too old. So called gurus are always saying, oh, you're never too old, or it's never too late. This is not true. You are going to be too old, and it is going to be too late. This is why divorce is worse than cancer, and you must try to prevent it from happening to you. Who you were when you were married at 20 is not the same person who is getting divorced after 15 or 20 years. Now you're old, and perhaps you have a kid or two. Wake up! If life is defined by power, goal setting, and discovery, then death is crowned by weakness, keeping what you have amassed, and safety. Everything about old age is about conservation, slow withering, and reaping from our personal and spiritual investments. Age is a necessary weakness, so you can land softly, safely, so you can keep what you have been working for your entire life. Old age is telling you to relax, to gather, and to accept life as it is. There's no time. This is it. You're old, and the time God gave you is over. And God is kind, because the best thing you can do if you're old and have not gotten where you want and have not got to where you wanted in life, all you have to do is accept things the way they are. And why not? You don't have any more time, so it's best if you do. You should accept things for what they are, after all, because it's all your fault. And this way you can gain a certain kind of wisdom people expect from old folks and be sort of okay. But if you're stupid and you don't accept things for what they are, then you'll just end up old and bitter. And when you're old, the choices are very few. Life and death coalesce together like beautiful notes to make a musical piece that has a beginning and an end, where the middle is well defined and warns of its end. You ought to know this is true. You know that if you're alive, you're going to get sick and die. You know that at 20, you're not going to be the same as at 40 or 60. Don't tell me that you really think that you at 50 will be the same you at 20. Really? Really? If you do, then you haven't been around human beings long enough, or you haven't been born from a man and a woman. We must design our future because we need to be excited about our future. Excited, not ambivalent. Excitement happens when you're getting what you planned for. Excitement is when the hard work pays off. You don't want to face your life with ambivalence. Ambivalence occurs when you don't plan, but you're hopeful. Ambivalence occurs when you and your boyfriend drink and have sex, and now you two have married, he still drinks, and you realize that the drinking was just a trick, and you have tricked yourselves that you both belong together. Ambivalence happens when you have sex only because you were drunk, and life gets complicated, and the drinking stops. You realize that you really don't like having sex, and your marriage is threatened because he's asking for more intimacy, and you can't stomach it. Look at your future mate like an object and a person. Your partner is a beautiful jewelry box that houses a rough diamond. They're both important, the box and the jewel. You should make sure that they have the ears that you like, the feet that you like, the hands that you like, the skin that you like, the smile that you like, the measurements that you like. All these things are important because when you feel angry or a little bit lackluster, her beauty or his handsomeness will help you out. Plan so you can be ready for those hard times that are bound to happen. When the rain comes, you'll be ready. When the snow comes, be prepared. Plan because your problems, your blessings, the hard times, and the good times are all a function of your planning. The scale of your problems are a direct reflection of how well you've planned. No planning or bad planning, huge problems. Great, well thought out plans, small problems. You probably won't get divorced. Your kids will go to college. Get a good job. You and your partner will talk about the past you have shared. And why should you listen to me? Because it will make you feel better. Thank you.